Hello everyone. So today we are back with the MICAT-II analysis with actual questions that we encountered in MICAT-II based on our memory. So if you have doubts for any of the questions which are mentioned in the slide, just let us know in the comment section. And if you want to know answers of even more questions that you remember, please feel free to reach out to us. So we'll start off by the introduction of the Chhota factory. So we are the bunch of MICA alums which are helping the MICA aspirants to crack the MICAT and MICA GEPI process and ultimately land themselves in MICA. So we'll start off the analysis with the very first section, that is psychometric test. The psychometric test consisted of 150 questions, which was very similar to previous year's pattern. The candidate was supposed to answer all the 150 questions in order to be eligible to get graded for their aptitude section. So there were no correct or incorrect answers for the psychometric test, but it was supposed to test your ability to answer the questions honestly and tell the examiner about your character and your choices and your interest as a person. So there was no right or wrong answers, and as you can see on the screen, these were few of the questions from the psychometric test. It ranged from your interest, how do you like to vote, do you like to be a team player, or you like to just do the work on your own. At the same time, there were questions which were totally related to your life and your interests. So these were few questions from the psychometric test. Coming to the descriptive section, this year's MICAT-II descriptive section came as a surprise to few of the aspirants as the topic was very abstract. The topic for MICAT-II was to light up. Now, the light up phrase has multiple meanings and it has multiple interpretations. So it was completely up to the candidate to understand the meaning, assume the meaning, and then write the answers for against the motion, for the motion. And the third question was around, as a young manager, you were supposed to avert the situation where lighting up inhibits the organizational productivity. So you had to answer 3 points in order to do that. So many of the candidates found this very challenging and time-taking. Coming to the story writing part, these were the photograph or the images that were mentioned in the question. It consisted of a person pulling the leg of another person, a donkey, a tractor which is parked near the car, and there was also a man in the picture. Apart from that, the fourth image was an abstract picture consisting of mountains and the suns. So you were supposed to come up with a storyline using these images with a sequence, and you were supposed to answer the story in no more than 300 words. Coming to the next section, that is aptitude section. Aptitude section consisted of total of 70 questions for 80 minutes, with each question carrying 1 mark for the correct answer and minus 0.25 for incorrect answer. Diving deep into the very first section, that is convergent and divergent thinking, it consisted of questions on the type like word association, visual reasoning, data sufficiency, puzzles, coding decoding, and blood relations. So word association roughly had 5 to 6 questions, while the logical reasoning set was based on a circular arrangement that consisted of about 4 questions. And the visual reasoning and coding decoding type of questions were the majority in this section. Here are some examples of the memory-based question for word association. You can write down your answers that you chose in the exam in the comment section below. There were questions like to identify the pair of combination of the dice which were different from the rest of the options. So in this question, you were supposed to find the pair of the dice which were different than the others. Coming to the next part of the logical reasoning questions in this section, it consisted of questions on identifying the pattern, identifying the odd one out of the alphabetical and alphanumeric patterns that were given. So these questions were very time-taking as per our analysis, and in this section, at least 5 to 6 attempts with a decent accuracy will be considered as good enough. In this section, we think that word association problems were relatively easy as compared to the logical reasoning questions, which were time-taking and difficult. Out of the logical reasoning questions, any attempts around 3 to 4 questions will be considered good enough. Coming to the next section, that is verbal reasoning. Verbal reasoning consisted of variety of questions around jumbled and odd sentences and para completion and phrase completion, along with a reading comprehension on the topic of conspiracy theory. The reading comprehension was easy to read, but the questions were equally difficult. So this section was also considered moderate to difficult for MICAT-II, and we believe if you have attempted around 5 to 6 questions with a high accuracy, it will be considered a good score. Out of the entire section, the jumbled sentences and one-word para completion were easier as compared to the rest of the section. Coming to the next section, to QA, the quantitative ability section was very difficult as compared to previous year's MICAT exams. In this year's MICAT-II, there were a variety of questions from geometry and mensuration, heights and distances, TSD, ratio numbers and arithmetic reasoning, and probability and statistics. The highest of the weightage was from the geometry and arithmetic questions, which comprised of in total 9 to 10 questions for the section. We believe this was a very difficult section this year, and any scores or any attempts higher than 3 will be considered a good attempt. So these are some of the questions from the QA section. Coming to the next section, that is general awareness. General awareness question consisted of a mix of easy and difficult questions based on your interest and your reading. It consisted of questions on slogans of the very known brands like Ford, Toyota, Honda, and Audi. And there was a difficult question on the headquarters for the entertainment industry companies which are located in various parts of India. Coming to the next question, the next question was based on matching the right company with its parent company. Coming up was a very easy question if you are interested in cricket, where you were supposed to answer for brand ambassador for Free Hit Company, which was appointed in February 2021. So it was an easy question for those who are into cricket, but equally difficult for those who are not. Coming to the next question, it consisted of ambassador and company matching with options like Sunil Chhetri, Vidya Balan, Jasprit Bumrah, and Kitcha Sudeep. So you were supposed to answer it by option rejection method, where 2 of the options were very easy as compared to the rest of the questions. Coming to the heads of agencies, it was quite difficult questions for those who do not have any idea about the advertising industry and the companies. Coming to the next question, it was around the I2U2 initiative by USA, UAE, and the 2 other countries where Indonesia is not part of it. Coming to the next question, it was around the company Toblerone, where you were supposed to answer the incorrect options out of all the options given. And the logos were also pretty moderate to difficult side in this MICAT, where the companies are Asics, Umbro, Diarora, and Arena. So that's it for the analysis of MICAT-II. We believe it was a very difficult paper as compared to previous MICATs, even MICAT-I. So the scores will be equally normalized for every candidate. And we wish you all the best. If you have any other queries or questions, feel free to comment in the comment section below and reach out to us. Also, you can join our exclusive WhatsApp group by clicking in the link mentioned in the description. We hope to see you all on the other side and wish you all the very best for your GEPI process.